Let's move on. And with that, I'd like to introduce our pal and friend, Bobby Scott, ranking member.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Madam Leaders and other colleagues. When we talk about the Affordable Care Act, we have to remind ourselves what the situation was before the Affordable Care Act passed. Costs were going through the roof. Those with pre-existing conditions couldn't get insurance. Millions of people were losing their insurance every year, and after the Affordable Care Act passed, costs have gone up at the lowest rate in about 50 years. Those with pre-existing conditions can get insurance. More than 20 million more people have insurance than they did before. We have consumer protections like no caps on benefits, prevention, closing the donut hole. Children up to 26 can stay in the parents' policies. We made a lot of progress, but obviously it is not perfect. And whatever you think of the Affordable Care Act, if you're going to make changes, you ought to improve it. And that improvement will be measured on the cost of premiums, on the number of people insured, and the quality of the insurance. Last night's vote was on a measure where 16 million fewer people would have their insurance, and the cost would go up at least 20%. Some that voted against it some that voted for it only voted for it with an understanding that it would not be the final version that would go into conference. The problem wasn't with the process. The problem was with the reality that every other proposal was actually worse, had more people uninsured, at higher costs, and the quality of the insurance went down. And so we shouldn't be talking about process. We shouldn't be talking about the political ramifications of what happened last night. We ought to be talking about coming together, as our leadership has said, have hearings and briefings. There are a lot of ideas out there. Some will work and some will not. That's why you have hearings and briefings. Let's come together and improve the Affordable Care Act. And with that, I want to call on the ranking member